we have some industrial news from the UK. 450 CWU members work for Capita. They're contracted by the BBC to manage the licence fee. Now, Capita has failed to suggest any pay offer for 2024, and so the CWU have announced a ballot timetable. Andy Fury is Assistant Secretary for the CWU, responsible for Capita workers on the BBC contract. He's said this: industrial action is now a strong possibility unless a serious pay offer is forthcoming. This is the last thing we wanted, but sadly the failure of the business to make any pay offer at all in the 7 months since the 2024 pay settlement date left us with no alternative. We're still hoping, even at this late stage, that Capita will come forward with a reasonable proposal. Our hard-working members deserve fair recompense for the efforts they make all year round to provide this important service. But make no mistake, this ballot timetable will only be paused if there is fresh thinking on the part of the business. So laying a gauntlet down there. The CWU also has 750 members working on Capita's Tesco Mobile and Virgin Mobile O2 contracts. They aren't yet at the stage of balloting members, so at a different stage in the negotiations. But Tracy Fussy, who is responsibility in the union for those members, has said she is equally frustrated over the lack of progress on pay. In other news, TikTok, which employs many members of the United Tech and Allied Workers Union, which is a part of the CWU, is planning mass job cuts on moderation and safety teams. TikTok employs around 500 UK workers in the moderation division, and in a snap survey from the CWU, 125 out of 127 respondents said they had been told their jobs were at risk. The moderation team was sent an email from TikTok warning this. In recent years, our industry has faced increasing demands on our moderation efforts due to fluctuating volumes, growing complexity, and a wider range of harmful content and bad actors. To meet these evolving challenges, we are proposing to make some changes to our in-house moderation teams. TikTok, when they say some changes, as you can imagine, they mean some redundancies. That seems to be the case, and it seems as if what they want to do is replace human moderators with moderation done by artificial intelligence. This isn't just happening in the UK. 500 TikTok employees in Malaysia, again, mostly working in moderation, have also just been told they'll be losing their jobs. One UK moderator told the Bureau of Investigative Journalists this: from the moment we saw the emails coming in, everyone started worrying. At first, they didn't mention the word redundant, but it was clear the news wasn't going to be good. Personally, I'm afraid there's more to come. Looking back, it seems like this was just a matter of time. Some roles were already moved to other countries where workers are paid much less than us. I'm worried I won't have enough for Christmas and possibly even my rent if I can't get hired quickly and run out of the little savings I have. I don't even earn that much to begin with. Of course, solidarity to everyone who is fearing redundancy at the moment. A horrible time of year for it, of course. Finally, the results are in for the political fund ballot for the CWU. So 79.7% of CWU members have voted yes in the political fund ballot. That means CWU members have backed their union, having a voice in national politics. Dave, obviously lots going on when it comes to sort of industrial relations in the UK with CWU members. At the same time, a fairly resounding result when it comes to the political fund. Were you pleased with those results?
Yeah, we were pleased with it. We understand that people have different views about politics as to whether or not a trade union should be involved. We always respect that. But this was part of the anti-trade union laws. I mean, we already give individual members the opportunity to opt in, or they can opt out rather, of the political levy, and actually they have to opt in. So the starting position is you're out of it. And yet, you know, the government made it a law that every 10 years we had to ballot all our members to see if we want to have a political voice. Now, obviously that's crucial. It's always crucial. There's been so many moments in our history where that's been very useful. We've got so much on the agenda at the moment. I mean, the New Deal for working people would not have been delivered if trade unions and the CWU, which were the founders of that campaign, did not actually have a political voice. Equally, there are some big issues coming up on the future of Royal Mail. We're actually having meetings in the last couple of weeks with the government, and we'll continue to talk to the government. And even today, you know, when you've got a political voice, you get invited to Downing Street, and you go there, and a few of us went there today, CWU delegation, to talk about the budget with the Chancellor. And we've probably had since Labour have been elected, we've probably had 6 or 7 meetings with different government officials and senior leaders of the government, along with sometimes other trade unions, but also on our own, talking about the issues that affect our members.
And are you confident that in those meetings they're genuinely listening, they're not sort of going through the motions?
I wouldn't go that far. I think they listen. No,
Somewhere in between.
Somewhere in between, because the way I look at it is that you get the access, but you've got to make your case very strongly. But you've also got to listen to what the government's concerns are, and you've got to find a way through that. Mm-hmm. If you just go into those meetings and you believe that, you know, the fact that we've got a political voice, in our case, the fact that we're affiliated to the Labour Party, means that the Labour Party have to do what we say, it doesn't work like that. And there are big challenges that the government are facing. And I think the best way is to be very clear on what you want to do, but also to understand their concerns and the challenges they're facing, and try and find a way through that. And that's what we always do every time we meet.